Here are 20 reasons why high net worth individuals are buying vacation homes in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Hey there, I'm Michelle Rene. I am with Windermere Coeur d'Alene Realty. I'm a real estate broker here in the area, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. And I wanted to go over these reasons because they come up all the time in my business. And it's just something that I think is a little bit unique about our area. We've become known in some circles and still, there's some people, maybe they haven't heard about Coeur d'Alene, Idaho yet. We are in the Panhandle section of Idaho. We're about 90 miles from the Canadian border, but we're only about half an hour or so, a little more, of a drive to Spokane, Washington, which is where it's easy to fly in and out of Spokane Airport. So let me share my screen and I'm going to go over these with you because I think you will find it interesting. Share my screen. Okay, so here's my little thing that I created, and it really does, like, all of these ring true. So I want to touch on each one. The first one I've already talked about, just being able to fly in and out so easily, less than an hour. It's such a big deal. So number two is natural beauty and the great outdoors. And it's, it really is kind of good for your mental health, I think. I just Googled Coeur d'Alene and, clicked images. And this is our little town. So you've got, just all this natural beauty. It really is quite something. So this you'll see in a lot of the pictures. It's a lakeside town, and this is the resort, is what we call it. The full name is the Coeur d'Alene Resort. And then in that same area, there's like our little downtown area. And Sherman Avenue is the equivalent, let's say, of Main Street, USA. So that's where, a lot of the little shops, there's eateries, lots of restaurants, and, just fun shopping. If you can imagine, you're on a vacation. So it's really very tourist focused in this little downtown area. But I mean, you can see me scrolling through. Most of these are either downtown or, oh, here's a good one of the aerial. You've got, this is a section called Tubbs Hill, and then there's the resort, and then there's the little downtown area I was mentioning. But you can see there's lake, water, natural beauty all around. So being so close, though, to all the other big city amenities, that's one of my items, small town feel with big city amenities. When I first moved here, all my pictures were of the lake and hiking and I don't know, fishing and just all this natural beauty that we have, like literally down the street. I mean, I'm in the downtown area, it's across the street. So of course, a lot of my pictures were of all this natural beauty. But my family was kind of surprised to find out I said something about going to Costco or I don't know, Home Depot or something. And they're like, oh, you have a Costco? Yeah, we have a Costco. We have stores and, grocery stores. There's a Kohl's, there's Lowe's and Ace Hardware. And, so it's just funny to me that they didn't realize that I didn't live in the middle of nowhere in some tiny little lake town. So number four is happy, friendly people. That really is a thing. I think, especially if you're from a big city metro area, you will notice the friendliness of people. Obviously, not everyone is going to, be super happy, friendly, but I would say the majority, I think it's safe to say the majority of people are. Number five, vacation destination and upscale vibes with year-round residents. So this is something I think, especially for someone looking at buying a vacation home, maybe you live, out of state. Um, and it's one thing to be in a vacation destination, which obviously that's what you want if that's what you're going after for your own self and your family and things to do. But I think this element of us being a year-round town, where we do have, I mean, several people. Yes, we have a lot of vacation homes, but we also have a lot of year-round residents. And so we're not just a tourist town that shuts down. Yes, it gets slower during the winter months, no question, but things are still going on. And, there's all kinds of little events and activities, wine and dine, things that happen during the winter, especially, actually, gets quite busy again right during Christmas time because the town just transforms into this little Christmas wonderland. So, I think the businesses, the tourist, the visitor center, all of the organizations, I think, do a good job trying to, keep events going. And it does really seem like there's something to do all year round. So as far as you buying a vacation home in a town that doesn't shut down, um, it is appealing because if you have an idea at actually bumping down to one of these lower numbers, the option to tap into the short-term and mid-term rental market when the home is not being used. So it doesn't mean that you have to do this, right? But you have the option. Let's say, I don't know, you decide to go ahead and rent it out when you're not using it, or because the market is there for this short-term rental activity. And obviously that's going to be more appealing during the summer months. That's when we're busiest with those short-term rentals. And but the point is you have the option. You could keep this as a home for your own self, but the option is there if you did want to rent it out, or maybe later even sell it. It's if you're in one of these, kind of hot spots where all the action is or activity is, it will definitely be more appealing to someone either renting or buying a home in that area. Okay. All right. So obviously, part of the reason people come here, number 6, escaping the rat race and their big city life. You've got traffic and dirty streets and crime, and some areas have a homeless problem. So people are escaping that, and we don't. I mean, we have a tiny amount of some of those things, but compared to the big cities, our traffic, it can be a problem, but it's just nothing compared to like big LA or New York or even Portland or Seattle. And same with those other topics. So between crime and the homeless, it's such a hard topic. But we might have a tiny problem with some of those things, but it's just nothing like in the big city. So part of the reason people come here. 4 seasons weather. I mentioned some of the different seasons. So I just Googled, here's some pictures of Coeur d'Alene in springtime. It's just really pretty area. Summer, that's the time to come. If this is purely a vacation home that you're looking at, that this is when all the action is taking place. The sun is out, people are golfing and going to the amusement park, and just all sorts of lake and water activities. So much fun, so much fun. And then here I Googled fall. I mean, obviously the fall colors in Coeur d'Alene, amazing. Yeah, really beautiful. And then winter, I mentioned, Christmas time, but there's also, of course, all the snow activities and skiing, and snowshoeing and building igloos. You know, there's some ski mountains around, none right here in town. So unlike maybe some of the other vacation, you know, ski spots that you might be used to, we don't have a ski mountain like right here in Coeur d'Alene, but it's maybe a 35 or 45-minute drive from here, to the nearest one. So let's go back to our list. Four seasons weather is what we just talked about. Cost of living and real estate compared to big city metros. Yes, we have the average home price has increased over the past several years, just like most areas in the entire country. But when you compare us to, you know, what you can get here, our average home price right now is in the mid 500s, I would say. And again, that's average, so there's a lot above and below that. But you can get a nice upscale home under $1 million. Depends on how close you are to all these activities. So what I'm going to do now is bump over to this is my everything guide to Coeur d'Alene. So this is 52 pages right now, and it's growing. But this is a guide that I created, and I want to show you. So here we are. This is Idaho. This is Kootenai County. So we're up in this little small part here. And then what I want to show you is, let's see. I'm going to go, here's climate information, population information, and some of the local stats. And this is really geared for someone, you know, who's getting familiar with our area. So it's about Coeur d'Alene and the surrounding areas. One city is called Post Falls and another is Hayden. Those are right nearby. This, you're having to look at it sideways. On the print copy of this guide, of course, you just turn this and, you know, you can look at it. But this area is kind of where the downtown part of Coeur d'Alene is. And this is obviously Lake Coeur d'Alene, as you can see there. And then this is the river, the Spokane River, but this is all kind of part of Coeur d'Alene. And so when we're talking housing, these hot spots, like in the downtown area, number 1, 2, 3, that's kind of the downtown part of Coeur d'Alene. And then there's a separate section called Riverstone that is just like a 5-minute drive, but that's its own section where there's housing, but you can also walk to restaurants and, you know, some shops and that sort of thing. And there's another section called Atlas Waterfront that is all brand new construction. That's a brand new development that's currently under construction. There are homes available there right now. But anyway, I point this out in my guide because you can click on these. I'm going to right click one of these. So let's right click, open in a new tab. And you can do a home search by any one of those red markers. Okay. So this is Riverstone going back. If you wanted to see something in Sanders Beach, which is a very desirable part of Coeur d'Alene that's walkable to downtown, meaning the parks and the resort and obviously the lake. You can see it right there, Tubbs Hill. There's just so many cool sections of Coeur d'Alene. But anyway, this gives you an idea of if you do want to start searching for homes, you can utilize this guide. Okay, so all of that to say, the reason I brought that up is we were talking about pricing, right? So can you get a waterfront home walkable to Coeur d'Alene, you know, all the downtown stuff, or maybe even in Riverstone? Not for $1 million, no. That was the number I had mentioned. You could get, there are condos, there are townhomes, that Atlas Waterfront, there's some things not like immediately on the water, but walkable to, you know, a lot of these things in the mid 1 millions. If you're on the front row, it's going to be more like 3 million. Down at Riverstone, you might find some waterfront for in the 4 million, 3 to 4 million range. But there are condos. So this would be considered secondary waterfront. So you're not like right on the water, but you can walk to, you know, the water access spots. And Riverstone is a good example where you can get something well under $1 million in if it's a condo. Okay, so anyway, lots of options. Go click around and you can do your own searching. So that was number 8. Number 9 is, and we talked about, an option to tap into your short-term and mid-term rental market. By mid-term, I mean like maybe monthly, but not, you know, a 6 or 12-month lease. So that happens more frequently in the off-season, let's say. So maybe fall into winter. Our busy high season for short-term rentals and where you'll make the most is during those summer months. So. Okay. 10 is focus on arts and culture, vibrant downtown hub with music festivals, farmer markets, holiday celebrations, lakeside nature trails, beautiful city art. This is all right in that little downtown hub. So, and Riverstone too. There's, you know, a wonderful summer concert series that goes on that's put on by the Arts and Culture Alliance. There's just so many things to do. It's so fun. So, you know, and very wholesome too. World-class golfing. Some people, if you are a golfer, you might have heard of the Coeur d'Alene Resort Golf Course. It's the one that has the floating green. So you could just go Google that and you'll see it's right here. It's right in town. We're a sportsman paradise for world-class hunting and fishing. So that's not going to be right in this, obviously, in this downtown hub, but it's not very far, maybe 10 to 20-minute drive, depending on where you're going, maybe 30 minutes. And you've got some really great hunting spots. Obviously, fishing is right here at the lake. And then you have all your water and boating activities, water sports, right? So there's, you know, rafting and jet skiing and just all the things. So much fun. So much fun. Okay, health conscious nature lovers, number 16. That's true. Lots of, actually the Ironman is held here. So in the summer months, you know, we've got a wonderful trail. Actually, let me go to that, called the Centennial Trail. So in this guide, by the way, there's a section for things to do. And I'm gonna scroll down, here we go, to the Centennial Trail and just show you that. I'm not gonna go through everything, but it's just such a cool place because it goes through our little downtown section. It goes through those other walkable waterfront neighborhoods that I mentioned, Atlas Waterfront. And actually also, I didn't mention Mill River. So you've got Mill River, Atlas, Riverstone, and then again, the Centennial Trail is what I'm talking about. It goes through all of these and then connects to Coeur d'Alene downtown, and then off into the other northern part of the lake, down to Higgins Lake is where it ends. So it's an amazing trail. If you're a cyclist, you're going to love it. Or just go walk the dog, or take a run, grab your bike, whatever. So fun. Okay, outdoor paradise. We talked, high-speed internet, you know, in most areas, maybe not every single neighborhood yet has that, but I mean, it's for the most part, it's easy to get high-speed internet here. So if you have to work remotely, maybe you want to spend a whole month here, 2 months or 3 months, whatever. Easy to do. And what's the next one? Wholesome place to take the kids and grandkids. There's lots of activities for kids and families, retirees, you know, the whole gamut. There is an amusement park called Silverwood about maybe 30 minutes north of here. Very fun, super fun. Open only in the summer months, but there's another water park called Triple Play that is indoor and very fun year round. So lots of things for kids and families to do. or grandkids. A great place to retire now or in the future. And I think this is part of why some people are buying their vacation home with some, the thought in mind that this will be their future retirement home. So, they'll enjoy it now, maybe make a little money off it when they're not using it. And then eventually someday sell their current house wherever they live full time and make this their future forever home. So that's a pretty popular, common thing, I think, with my clients. Walkable downtown and waterside neighborhoods. I talked a lot about that. It's just really a thing. I actually live downtown, and I've only been in that scenario for maybe a couple of years, but it changed my life just because I don't have to get in my car to go do anything. I just, if I'm bored or just whatever, I want to go meet someone at a coffee shop or something. I just walk out my door and I'm there, and I walk so much more now that I'm in this downtown setting. It's wonderful. I love it. And then a business-friendly environment for possible future relocation. So this is, I'm going to stop sharing my screen. This is a little more maybe geared toward business owners. If you have it in mind, maybe you want to buy the vacation home, test it out, make sure you like the area. And whether it's for a business or just your future retirement or just wherever, maybe it's not retirement years yet and you just want to find the next place that you want to relocate. There are so many options if you pick a home in a desirable area with so many, with the amenities that I'm talking about, where you can walk to these downtown spots, or maybe it's right on the Centennial Trail, close by something desirable, right? Then if you end up, this is your next forever place, or maybe you change your mind and you decide, no, that's not for us. You can just keep it as an investment property, or if it's in a desirable spot, and if you're using me as your realtor, I will share with you those, the pros and cons of these different areas. It's not out of the realm of possibility. Maybe you just decide to sell it and move on to the next spot. So anyway, I hope that was helpful, and I'm so happy to share this information with you. So if you would like to contact me, the easiest way is just go to my website, destinationliving.co. Or if you would like to get that relocation guide, it's actually, I call it the everything guide because it's for locals too. There's a dining guide in there. There's a guide for some of the home builders and remodelers. So there's a lot of resources in there. Anyway, go ahead and check that out. If you would like to talk to me about the real estate market or the possibility of you either buying or selling something here in the area, I would love to help you. Michelle Rene, Windermere Coeur d'Alene Realty, and the website again is destinationliving.co. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.